Christian Horner, a wolf. Well, the situation on Mercedes now is terrible. My brain just crashed when every time guessing him as a genius or as a fraud. I know this man used to turn Mercedes into the most unstoppable Formula One team. It's exactly like a cheat code, unbreakable system, but even Mr. Bean no have any freaking ideas to make the car lose, unless the Lion. A team with 8 constructor championship in a row happened in a sport that always looking for something can stop the domination.
This one, very confident.
Regulation reset, political pressure, cost cap, and constant rule changes. This is the most favorite things from this man and other puppets to gain more money. Mercedes broke the competitive soul of this sport. Every weekend we are not waiting for whose driver will win, but how much this team can win.
My heart goes out to you.
Fast forward to today, Mercedes looks like a chicken head cuts off instead of getting horrible. They try really hard to convince everyone, including the helmet and the horn. From the outside, the Austrian man always show if the team looks fine. A man with a calm voice but emotional sometimes. His favorite statement, we understand the issues, but internally are chaos. Emergency meeting, last minute concept change, some upgrade that works on one track but doesn't work on the next track. In the middle of the chaos, they threw an 18-year-old kid into one of the most pressured team in modern Formula One history. He did not even join Mercedes to learn and adapt, but he showed it as a symbol, message, and a gamble. Sounds be like it's supposed to me, dude. One weekend the driver looks like the greatest of all time, but next weekend they're sliding into Royal Rumble ring. Let's bring another Rolls-Royce racing. It's giving us a roller coaster emotion, like what Ferrari Wolf did. Scariest thing is a Mercedes slow, but inconsistent. Inconsistency is a confusion. Confusion is the system doesn't fully solve the problem anymore. Let's be real. The car is basically don't just wake up to confuse, but it only work in very specific condition. Change the ride height a little bit, different track surface, different temperature, the balance directly lost. Same people, same driver, and same tools makes the car cannot compete with other team. It's clear if the car was the problem, and the prime era also gone. He realized it's very different now. He used to feel like a man with an empire, patience, emotional, and able to control everything. But suddenly, realizing the control is slipping through his finger all the time. If you want to know more about this condition, let me rewind to before the dominance. In 2012, Mercedes wasn't that freaking special. They only finished 5th in the Constructor Championship behind the Lotus team. Yes, the most hate team for Kimi Raikkonen. They had Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, but the car was unreliable, inconsistent, and messy shitty politics. The Wolf didn't walk into a winning environment, but he walked into a confused one. Instead of doing what most Formula One bosses do, screaming, firing people, or even playing power games like Casino did, he did something revolutionary. He diagnosed a fear. Engineers are scared of getting blamed and hiding their mistake. The department protect the data instead of sharing it. Everyone working is only for survive, but not for the performance. The Austrian understood a system failed when people scared to tell the truth. So he introduced the no blame culture. See the problem, say the problem, and fix the problem. If there is a Ferrari looking for the problem, save the problem, and makes more other problem. Mercedes culture under Toto, it really works. You never found any humiliation meeting in front of the other. And crucially, Toto applied also to himself. When he lost his temper, he smashed his headphone and even yelled on the pit wall.
Michael, it's a bit dangerous. Can you warn them?
No!
Michael, that is so not right. That is so not right. No,
Embarrassing.
Michael, no, Michael, that was so not right.
That create a psychological safety. And for the engineer who grew up under dictator bosses, he feels like breathing a new oxygen. The team stopped lying and hiding. The progress accelerated fast. Then 2014 arrived. The hybrid era began. The result is Mercedes didn't just win. They significantly erased the competition. In the standing, Mercedes scored 701 points, while Red Bull, as the previous dynasty, only scored 405 points. That's what people call domination by a different species. From 2014 to 2020, Mercedes won 102 out of 138 races. A 74% win rate in the sport already makes you a legend, but Ferrari did not see this towards Lewis. At that moment, there was no competitions in Formula One. In every race, the crowd and the other team watching Mercedes do a corporate presentation. So Mavia was appeared in every time. Toto Wolff became a genius because he can build a system so stable. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg were crashing into each other in 2016. It's like everything are okay.
I was in the incorrect engine setting, so I was down in power. So Lewis closed in, and I saw him coming, so I closed the door.
Just gonna move forwards and hope for the best.
What have the stewards decided?
Nothing. They said they can't decide. So.
And that's why I wouldn't want to attribute any blame to each of them.
The message was clear. A structure beats a superstar. Mercedes proved if we could survive in internal war, if the foundations was strong enough. But this is where the threat from. When you win that much, you stop questioning yourself. You only trust the simulations more than the human feedback. If the data say the car is fast, the car must be fast, even if the drivers say it feels like a trust. But Formula One was changing. New generations enter one of the most political sport in the world. Gen Z engineer, digital native, and the driver who grew up with the simulator and the data as a default. For the Gen Zebra, no blame culture wasn't a revolution, but it's a must. Psychological safety didn't feel empowering, but it felt expected. Abu Dhabi 2021. People argue endlessly about the FIA, the safety car, the controversy, but the real damage wasn't the title loss. It was psychological. That race shattered belief that if the system is always right, everything can be controlled if you follow the process. Immediately after the ground effect era arrived, Mercedes invented the zero pod concept when Carlos Sainz remind us to stop inventing.
Stop inventing. Stop inventing. I'm under pressure, Rose.
On paper, it was a genius. In simulation, it looks like unstoppable. In reality, it's not that perfect anymore. Azerbaijan 2022, Lewis Hamilton car bouncing like a park trampoline. It's difficult to get out of the car because the pain on the back is getting harder. Imola 2022, Russell complained again about extremely porpoising, severe chest pains, and make it difficult to breathe while driving down on the main straight.
How's the back? How's the behind?
Been better, for sure.
Now, I'm not a Formula One driver, George. Help me understand, how could I experience what you're experiencing?
The bouncing, or try and learn about the bouncing. You're going down the straight at 200 miles an hour, the car's just smashing into the ground.
The zero pod concept failed, completely failed. So they designed without a radical side pod and can adapt for right head changes. Spa 2022, Hamilton lost 2 seconds on qualifying and the car was slower on the straight line and not stable on the fast corner. Saudi Arabia 2022, Hamilton lost his Q1 since last time in 2017. The car has no freaking grip anymore. 2023 is the false dawn era. The car is really fast on the free practice, but getting slower since the race began. Sam Smith Country Grand Prix, Hamilton finished on the P2, but disqualified because of the floor plank issue. They tried to get more downforce, and it is failed. And you know what? This is how McLaren inspiration in Las Vegas. Neymar nationality, one of the worst weekend for Mercedes. After winning in 2022, the W14 is so slow, and the tire degradation is extremely fast. That shit problem makes Toto Wolff stop looking calm and start looking stubborn. Mercedes spent almost 18 months trying to make a concept work that clearly didn't, while the horn and helmet adapt aggressively, but the Wolff still analyzed. For the first time, Toto's system wasn't eliminating the chaos. It was creating a paralysis. More progress will happen in 2024 and 2025. But some shitty problem happened to the car. Australian 2024, Lewis complains if the car is hard to control on the fast corner. Mohammed bin Solbaskem 2025, Russell said although the car is getting faster, Mercedes always overthink about the suspension setup. So the car end up with massive understeer in the slow sector. We can say 2024 and 2025, Mercedes isn't slow, but it's a fragile. Tiny setup changed the performance wildly. One weekend a podium contender, next weekend a midfielder. In this situation, Toto decided to throw George Russell's son, Kimi Antonelli, an 18-year-old kid with insane raw speed, into one of the most pressure seats in Formula One. But I have to say, Toto is right to put Kimi in the team for the regeneration. Even Kimi also on Mercedes and shown a great talent to adapt into whole of the 2025 situation. This isn't a gentle development plan. This is a statement. Lewis Hamilton left for Ferrari. That wasn't just a driver transfer. That's actually a divorce. Toto tries to systemize Lewis with short contract and flexibility, but Lewis wants a commitment. And let's be honest, if I become Lewis who contributed for Constructor Championship before, I also have have a right to walk, while the regret comes later. Now Toto is doing something he rarely does. He's gambling. He's betting this inconsistency is a part of rebuilding the DNA for 2026. If they're right, everyone else is late. But if they're wrong, congratulations. You just carried the same headaches into a new rule book. I have to say, Torger isn't that stupid. When sometimes he stick to the data too much, he don't realize if the reality has changed. Formula 1 doesn't freaking care about who the fuck you were. It only cares about how fast you can adapt. Some people in Formula 1 also say Mercedes engine in 2026 will not be stupid and really much for the new regulation. But I would say this time Torger will not be disappointing to any Mercedes fans. They have already experienced for many stupid problems since the ground effect era. Well, what do you think? Is it possible for the team to repeat the 2014 era or might compete with other teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, or even the Stroll family team? Sheshe guys.